Players should be rewarded for achieving both large and small goals set by the game designers. Being rewarded for overcoming difficult challenges keeps players motivated. If you spend a bunch of time and effort trying to defeat a difficult boss, you're going to be pretty bummed if you don't get anything in return for it. Generally speaking, you want your rewards to be proportional to the challenge. If you overcame a really difficult obstacle in a game, whether it be an enemy or a puzzle, you're probably going to want a really cool reward. But if you overcame a challenge that was relatively easy, you probably won't expect that much. Players should also be rewarded for gaining mastery and skill and improving their overall performance. This can happen in many ways, like leveling up, getting 3 stars, or ending a match with a particularly good KDA ratio. It's also a good idea to build in rewards even for just the simple act of playing. Rewards are an important part of what makes games fun. We should reward players for achieving goals and fulfilling objectives, gaining mastery, and for playing in the first place. But what exactly should we reward players with? In their book, Swords and Circuitry, A Designer's Guide to Computer Role-Playing Games, game designers Neal and Jana Hallford outline 4 core types of rewards used in games. Let's talk about each. First are rewards of glory. Rewards of glory describe the feeling of achievement and accomplishment players feel when they overcome a challenge or win a game. This isn't necessarily a tangible reward given to you by the game system itself. It refers to that feeling of internal satisfaction you get from overcoming challenges, not an external reward provided by the game system. It's worth noting that games can build in systems that help players understand how well they did in a particular game or match, like rating systems, ranking systems, or high scores. These features can either bolster or hinder a player's feeling of glory. Sometimes these features are public, like scoreboards, and players can measure how well they did against the performance of other players. In other cases, these features are kept private and can only be visible within the context of the game itself, like with couch co-op games. The second type of rewards are rewards of sustenance. These rewards refer to in-game objects or items that help players maintain various stats, like health, ammo, or mana. In many games, these are consumable objects, like health packs or potions. Items that improve the capabilities of the player's avatar, like armor that improves their defense or weapons that increase their damage, would also be classified as rewards of sustenance. The third type of rewards are rewards of access. These refer to items or other resources that allow players to access previously inaccessible areas or learn about previously inaccessible knowledge. The easiest example of a reward of access would be a key that unlocks a door. However, an item like a journal entry that provides the player with some narrative context or in-game lore could also be considered a reward of access. Finally, there are rewards of facility. These are most frequently new skills or abilities that players unlock. It's worth noting that rewards of facility are often combined with both rewards of sustenance and rewards of access. For example, a new item could boost a player's stat and provide them with a new skill. Similarly, a new ability like a double jump could also function as a reward of access, since the player might be able to reach previously inaccessible areas using their double jump. Rewards of glory help us describe part of the psychological effect games have on players. Rewards of sustenance, access, and facility help us understand the different resources players can obtain for playing and/or overcoming obstacles set by the game's rules and design. I want to note that these 4 reward types do not describe everything that is rewarding about playing a game. This is not an exhaustive list of rewards. For example, many players find progression through the game narrative to be rewarding, and they're motivated by the promise of furthering the game's story. Similarly, some players find creating things in games to be rewarding. And sometimes rewards are temporary, like health regeneration that only lasts for a few seconds, or abilities that only apply to specific levels. Overall, rewards are an important part of creating a game's interactivity. Reward structures in games ensure that players are properly rewarded for spending time engaging in experiences designed for them. Finding the right balance between failures and rewards, between negative experiences and positive experiences for players, is one of the most difficult aspects of the game design process. Failures and rewards are ultimately 2 sides of one coin, but both are essential when designing meaningful interaction in games.